All right, we are back. This is Jason Hall and Travis Selling. We happen to work with Team Home Loans, a branch of Synergy One Lending. And Craig Sewing asked us to fill in. We normally handle the 7 o'clock show with the Whissel team on Whissel Wednesdays. Craig is unavailable today and kind of last minute said, hey, will you guys fill in for me and we'll move your hour up. So we've been into this hour talking about all kinds of stuff. We just had Carolyn Konecki, personal friend of mine who we were able to spend the last few weeks with, a full week on a yacht out in the Caribbean Sea, exploring the British Virgin Islands. Amazing, amazing trip. Again, John, Carolyn, thank you. The Huffmans, Rick and Kayleen, who own Bassett Furniture here in San Diego, a couple franchises, wonderful couple. All of us are Christian conservative couples. If you're looking to do business with great Christian conservative people, I highly recommend reach out to Bassett Furniture, Rick and Kayleen Huffman. They'll take super good care of you. They do interior design for free. They'll make sure before they sell you a piece that it'll fit in your house. It fits right. It makes sense. It does stuff. Amazing, amazing couple I was able to spend 2 weeks with. They'll just appreciate it. John and Carolyn Konecki, they own a bunch of different businesses, but Carolyn is an insurance broker. And as she said, the insurance geek. You can reach out, get her number, 619-663-7355. But Travis Selling, one of our top loan officers at Team Home Loans, again, a branch of Synergy One Lending, part of the Craig Sewing group. You are my left-wing guy.
Yeah.
And we were just talking about politics, and you thought Barack Obama is one of our greatest presidents. Again, you're insane. If you think Travis is insane,
wait until we get Trump in there.
Kyle,
you're gonna beg to get Obama back. You're gonna beg to have him back. He would win he would win a third term, hands down, no questions asked, if he could run again. Done.
All right, Craig Sewing, I know you're listening. Do me a favor. Let's invite Travis onto your show, you and him, so we can have some fun. Because it's crazy, man. You're crazy.
You brought up something earlier about wanting to make money and job growth
create wealth,
and stuff
job
create
growth.
wealth. Okay, I actually have a stat for you here. In the break.
To this, Paul.
Have you ever heard of the Dow Jones Industrial Average? That's what the stock market. Okay,
go ahead.
So under a guy named Reagan, that's a good president.
Yeah,
I give props to who 11.3,
probably one of the greatest presidents we ever had.
11.3% annualized return. Props
during his time.
During his time.
But you have to actually change and put in guidelines and stuff that take years.
Well, he teed it up.
Impact.
He teed it up then
so
for Mr. Bush.
He
teed it up for Mr. Bush, who did all right at 9.7. Pretty good.
He teed it up for all of them, but go on.
Clinton dominated at 15.9. Props. How did your boy Bush do? Negative 3.5. Uh-oh. So what does that mean
during
about...
the market crash, during one of the worst things since the Great Depression.
He's there for 8 years. He had plenty of time to right the ship.
Who teed that up for him? Who teed up that depression?
He had 15.9.
Who teed up the depression?
He gave him the keys and said, here you go. We got a booming economy.
15.3.
Don't
Clinton
dent the
made
car.
some of the worst financial decisions
You're
ever.
Nuts.
He also had the benefit of a major tech boom.
Yeah, major tech boom. But here's the deal. He literally said, hey, stated income should not be just for self-employed borrowers like the Huffmans, the Koneckis, or the Halls. We should open up to everybody. And he's the one that changed that legislation, Travis.
Bush could have gone in there.
Our economy, and it's why it crashed, is for Clinton. Look it up. Clinton blew it. He knows it now, but check it out. He got the upswing because guess what? Everybody could buy a house because anybody could buy a house. So the economy did great because everybody's printing money. They were taking money out of their
So why didn't your Bush guy in 2001, why didn't he put a stop to it when he was elected? Oh, wait, we waited 6 years under his presidency to be like, wait, maybe we shouldn't be doing this.
Well, the reason they stopped is about how...
I actually did not finish because Bush was at negative 3.5, and as of last year, Obama was at 14.5% positive growth. So you want to talk about someone, the stock market is booming out of this world, so talk about creating wealth. There's your boy. Now let's talk about jobs. Under Bush, we were shedding jobs left and right. When he left, it was crazy. Hundreds of thousands of jobs every single month. Worst ever since the Great Depression. Obama gets in there, rolls up his sleeves, gets to work. 6 years, every single month.
Hasn't worked
74 months.
He's on the golf course
straight.
every day.
Yeah.
Are you kidding?
Hey, if you've ever golfed, you understand that's a lot of work. It takes a lot of work to get good at that. I'm
sure Bernie Sanders will pay you to go to the golf thing.
Even better. That's why he has my vote.
Because you're an American and you voted for him.
Yeah, even better, man. I'd totally get behind that.
Again.
Jordan Spieth gets paid to golf, and he gets paid hundreds of millions of dollars.
Travis, my buddy on the left, is crazy. He thinks Barack Obama's great. He thinks the Clintons are great. He thinks Bernie Sanders is great. It is nuts. I don't even have the soundboard. I want to hit some stuff over there. Text Kyle, 619-663-7355.
That's crazy.
There you go. That is crazy. But guess what? Speaking of Kyle, we've got Kyle on the line.
All right.
Again, this is Kyle Whissel. He normally does Whissel Wednesdays, he and I. We're filling in for Craig Sewing, again, on 1170 AM The Answer. Kyle's on paternity leave because Kyle, little daughter Nixon, was just born almost 2 weeks ago. Kyle, how you doing?
I am fantastic, guys. I'm just sitting here with my beautiful little daughter hanging out with me.
And are you having a good time?
Awesome.
So, okay, so here.
We have been blessed that she doesn't look like me.
Yes. She doesn't have that big forehead?
Or the big nose. So she's got a perfectly round little head, and she sleeps like a champ. We're loving it.
Well, that is awesome. Like I told you last night, this has been told from wives and grandmas to grandmas. God only gives you what you can handle. And I know it's a lot for Brittany, your wife. She, was kind of apprehensive to have a baby, all the stuff going on, and God has given her a perfect angel, and you guys are truly blessed, and it's just amazing. I know your life's already changed in the last 12, 13 days. It's going to continue to change for the next 20 years. But are you really having a good time?
I really am. When I'm gone, like if I go out to the store, run some errands or whatever, I look forward to coming home to her. I love her little face, and I can't help but to kiss her lips. She's so cute.
That's awesome. Well, what advice can you give Travis?
Yeah, man, I'm going to be picking your brain.
Travis's wife is how many months along now?
She's 4.5.
So Brenda's 4.5 months, halfway through. What advice would you give Travis as a soon-to-be father?
As a soon-to-be father, just do all of those things that you wouldn't be able to do once you have her. So go to the movies, go to fancy dinners, basically all those places you see people with kids that are screaming and you get pissed off at them. Go do all that stuff now.
Okay.
All right, just so you know, we've been giving out the text line because per Travis Selling, one of the best presidents of all time was Barack Obama. And I've been telling everybody, if you think Travis is crazy, text crazy to Kyle at 619-663-7355. Your phone should be blowing up here shortly, and so that'll be fun. But I also know you're just having a great time. What can you share with us in the last 12 days? What is something that Nixon has done, just whether she, I know she's not talking, but, whether it's some type of reaction, smile. What has she done for you and Brittany, Kyle? Again, this is Kyle Whissel with Whissel Wednesday and Whissel Realty, broker and owner, one of the top agent teams in all of San Diego, if not the number one team based on transactions. What have you seen in 12 days as a father, Kyle, that you're just blown away that you can share with us?
Well, I got a good feeling this girl's going to be crawling by the time she's like a month old.
Oh, no.
On my chest, and she will literally crawl from my waist up to my neck. Like she can fully lift her head up already.
What?
What are you feeding Brittany? What did you feed Brittany, man?
Yeah, she is insane. I mean, when we put her on our shoulder to burp us, she's waving her head all over the place, lifting it up.
Wow.
It's crazy how strong this little girl is.
That's amazing, man. That is absolutely amazing.
Yeah, my buddy said that's like a big moment when they are actually able to support their own neck and head, and that's like a huge milestone.
12 days in, she was full term, and she's already. That's amazing. I just even heard stories about that.
I mean, she's not holding her head up,
right,
consistently, maybe for a few seconds, but she's to already be doing that after less than 2 weeks is pretty amazing.
Well, now I know why Brittany was feeling so many pains during pregnancy, and you guys were in and out of the hospital because this baby.
You have the Hulk baby in there.
You got the Hulk baby, little Bam Bam member on the Flintstones. This is a special Nixon. So Nixon Whissel, welcome to the world. Kyle, amazing. I know being at your office, I've been gone 2 weeks. We've been talking about it on the Virgin Islands, but your staff said it has been absolutely crazy with you gone, and you put a bunch of deals in escrow. You got a bunch of new listings. Is there a listing that you can share with Craig Sewing's audience that hasn't even hit the market or maybe it's coming up, something you like?
Yeah, so, we're coming into the middle of spring season right now. Summer's upon us. Beautiful weather out there right now. So first thing you think of is the beach. So we've got a killer property right down in the heart of PB, a few blocks from the ocean, few blocks from the bay on Hornblende Street. It's a 3-bedroom, 3.5-bath condo. One of the big things near the beach is you want to have some parking. It's got an off-street space as well as its own private garage, which is a huge plus. And it's under $750,000, built in 2000. So new construction, 3-bed, 3.5-bath, close to the beach, close to the bay, the shopping, the restaurant restaurants, all that fun stuff. It's a killer property.
So killer property, hitting the market, listed with the Whissel team. If you want to contact Kyle directly, is the 619-663-7355 best number, or should give out another number?
That is the best number, 619-663-SELL, 619-663-7355. We're going to have open houses on this property both Saturday and Sunday from 1 to 3. And again, the address is 1854 Hornblende Street. 1854 Hornblende Street, number 2. Love the team's going to be there holding it open this week, holding the fort down for me. So if you want to check it out, get your cool beach condo right in the middle of PB, 1854 Hornblende Street.
All right, sounds good, Kyle. We're up against a break. Paul's looking at us. You enjoy Nixon and your wonderful wife, Brittany. Tell your mother-in-law hi from the Team Home Loans team here, and Travis and Jason. We'll look forward to seeing you. And you kicked my butt last night swimming. I can't do the sprint, but we're up against. We'll talk about that coming back afterwards. Kyle, we're going to let you go. Enjoy. We'll be right back.
Sewing.
Travis and Jason, we'll look forward to seeing you. And you kicked my butt last night swimming. I can't do the sprint, but we're up against. We'll talk about that coming back afterwards. Kyle, we're going to let you go. Enjoy. We'll be right back.
Sewing.
Don't forget, Craig is San Diego's #1 consumer advocate. If you have any real estate or financially related needs, make sure you visit Craig online at craigsewing.com. That's craigsewing.com. Visit Craig today.
Hi, this is AJ Gupta from the Gupta Legal Center. You've probably seen us on the American Dream TV show and the Craig Sewing radio show. We're honored to be featured as the exclusive real estate attorney and honored to be trusted by Craig and all of his top producing realtors. Our office was also featured as a super lawyer representing California's top 5% of attorneys. You may not know whether you need an attorney or not. My suggestion is you kind of have an idea whether there's a problem or a question. So I suggest if you don't know whether you need an attorney or not, give us a call. We're happy to pick up the phone, give you a call back, figure out what it is that you need to have addressed. If we can't or don't know the issue, then we can definitely point you in the right direction. Our phone number is 619-866-3444. That's 619-866-3444, and that's GuptaLC.com. GUPTALC.com.
Hey, Craig Sewing here. There's no shortage of commercials out there, whether it's TV, radio, even social media. And heck, I even saw an infomercial for solar. You see it everywhere these days. Well, it's because solar is important. It can reduce your electric bill. It's good for the planet. And it's just a great thing to do with your home. It can add value to it. However, there is so much misinformation. Just because somebody is out there advertising does not make them a reliable source. I want to introduce you to my good friends with Baker Electric Solar. The owner, Mike Teresa, I've got to know him really well. This is the only company that I would recommend for you to reduce your electric bill through solar energy. Such a smart move. It's time to do it. Here's how you reach out to them. BakerElectricSolar.com. BakerElectricSolar.com. They will talk to you for free. They'll give you an assessment, and they will help you reduce that electric bill. And again, this is the only group that I trust. BakerElectricSolar.com.
Hey, before we wrap up at the end, can you do me a favor, Paul? Can we get a Gilligan? See if you can find a Gilligan. That British Virgin Island trip, you guys, was so wonderful. Again, this is Jason Hall filling in for Craig Sewing. I've got Travis Selling, one of the top loan officers for Team Home Loans or branch of Synergy One Lending, in with us. Craig asked us to fill in for him. We moved our show up from the 7 o'clock hour to the 6 o'clock. I'm just back from a wonderful 2 weeks at the British Virgin Islands, where for 7 of those days we rented our own little yacht, and I felt like the Gilligan crew. We did some fun. I've owned a boat for 20 years, but I've never been on a sailboat. My boat's 23 feet. This thing's 43 feet. It's a whole different monster sailing. Some people love sailing. Harbor sail boats. I got to call it out for these guys. Wonderful job. Tom and his son Keenan, unbelievable host. They set this up. They're right here in Harbor Island. If you want to rent a small sailboat, a big sailboat, they have everything there. So that's a call out for them. Keenan, Tom. But we're down to the last thing. There it is. Give me that.
From this tropic port aboard this tiny ship, the mate was a mighty sailing man, the skipper brave and
That was Skipper 2. I'm going to keep that. Kayleen, I know you're listening. Rick Huffman, John Konecki, Manda Hall, Carolyn Konecki we just had on. How about that Gilligan tune? I was humming that on our trip, on some of the stuff that we did. It was fun because, I'm not used to pulling up this mast and having this jib, and then they do this zigzag jig jab, and I don't know what they call it. And I'm calling tic-tac-toe, and it was just a wonderful time. If you ever want to check it out, check out Harbor Sailboats. Ask them about the trip out there in the British Virgin Islands. Tell them Jason Hall sent you, Craig Sewing sent you. I mean, it was an amazing, amazing trip. I think it only cost us about $3,500 to rent the boat for a week. We split it through, 3 couples. So it was, relatively inexpensive. You still got to pay for food. You got to pay for your plane to get out there, stuff like that. But amazing bucket list. Highly, highly, highly recommended. The water's in the high 70s, low 80s. It's wonderful, wonderful. But this is the Craig Sewing Show. We're the consumer advocates. We are the mortgage guys here on the team. Craig really loves Synergy One Lending. He's a member in that team. He helps out a lot with doing stuff with Synergy One Lending. He has a huge, huge real estate event coming up next Thursday, the 26th. Real Estate Mastery. He's got some of the best real estate speakers in the world, let alone San Diego, coming. We've got a top economist coming. We've got Craig Sewing speaking, kicking us off. Tom Ferry coming into town. If you want to have anything to do with real estate, if you ever thought about being a real estate agent, thought about being a lender, if you're a title rep, thought about being a title rep, escrow rep, anything to do in the real estate business, whether you do it, thought about doing it, highly, highly recommend. Go to craigsewing.com, realestatemastry2016.com, get signed up. Seats are limited. It's down at the convention center. If you hook up Craig somehow or get out to me, we might be able to get you VIP. We got some VIP stuff happening after the event. We've got some special seating for the VIPs. So that is coming up. We are the real estate
excited for that.
team that helped Craig Sewing on that, and we are the mortgage guys. So what advice do you got, Travis, to just people listening? They're putting offers in. Maybe they're not getting the offer accepted. Maybe they're thinking about buying a house. They're not sure if they can. What's some great advice you can hand out?
The one that I would do the most is just do your research on who you're working with, not just your agent, which you're probably going to go to Zillow or Redfin or whatever website out there and
or at least Google them, right?
Yeah, Google them. See,
Google Kyle Whissel.
He's done one deal in the last year, or he's like Kyle, and they've done 300 deals in the last year. So who do you want to work for? Considering you don't necessarily pick up the tab as the buyer, the seller pays the commission for the agent. So you can basically drive a Ferrari or you can drive a Pinto for the exact same price. So do your research there. Same with the mortgage professional. You want to make sure that they have good reviews, that they're not, constantly getting written up for over-promising, under-delivering, which happens quite a bit. Where they just, you're approved, yeah, which is a yes man. So you want to actually make sure, I say, the fun is in the home, not in the loan. So we understand no one wants to give up their tax returns and financials and stuff, but you got to eat your vegetables, and you got to do that before you go, or else you're going to have problems in your transaction, which is why we actually have so many great reviews online, and people can find us that we have smooth transactions, and that's why other people like to accept loans or offers that come with team home loans. So not only is it you want to have a good agent that's well connected, but someone like yourself that's been in the industry forever is a lot of these agents, and they know you. So they say, if this guy's coming over from Team Home Loans and Jason Hall, he's already closed like 4 deals in the past, with me and my company. I can pretty much trust that if I accept his borrower's offer, it's going to get through. Because at the end of the day, that's what they care about. They care about getting an offer that's, if they're, offering with a loan, that loan will actually happen.
So who you work with matters.
Yeah, precisely. So, that's the slogan there at Whissel, and
right.
We could definitely piggyback off of that as well, because we definitely know quite a few agents in the area. They know us. We have a glowing reputation.
Yeah, we've got a great reputation. We're out there helping people. I've been doing this for over 20 years. Know a lot of agents in town, hundreds and hundreds of them. I can tell you some of the good ones, some of the bad ones, the ones to stay away from, the ones to work with. But some of the best advice I would tell people is it's good to work with a home team. You want to work, when I mean home team, when you're trusting your largest investment that you're probably ever going to make in your life, and that's purchasing your primary residence, whether it's $100,000, which doesn't really exist anymore in San Diego, which I used to do, or whether it's a $500,000, $700,000, $1 million, why would you trust somebody you'll never be able to meet? So many mortgage companies are now handled not only out of the county, not only out of our state, they are handled out of our country. Some of the largest institutions, Bank of, and I won't mention who they are, actually handles their mortgage operations overseas, pretty close to probably where I was in the Virgin Islands. Do you want to trust your largest investment, send your personal credit report, your tax returns, pay stubs with somebody who's making $4 an hour, not here that you can sit down with locally? Maybe you can sit down with one person here, but not the whole team. The unique thing about Team Home Loans, a branch of Synergy One Lending, that Craig Sewing is a huge advocate for, knows all the owners and partners of that. You can sit down with the president, Tori Larson. Sorry, Tori. You can sit down with Tori, the president of Synergy One, if you need to. You can sit down with Tim. Tim's the CFO, and his brother Tyler's the CFO. I guess Tim kind of does everything as the youngest brother. You can sit down with myself, Anthony Finney, director of operations, all of us. We're one of the few mortgage companies that is headquartered here in San Diego. So that's what I mean by home team. It's a huge thing.
And just like I said, knowing a lot of times we've actually done business with the seller's agent, and they recognize us. And versus I've literally, right now the market's hot. We all know that. So
a lot of activity,
a lot of offers on the properties very quickly at asking price over. So who do you pick? There's 5 offers here. which one do you pick? Usually it's one that you might recognize.
It's not always the highest price.
It's not.
Because a lot of these prices all come in, they want highest and best. Oh, well, I'll give you the same. Well, if you're all shooting the same, the seller and the listing agent has to decide, what offer do I pick?
Yeah. Which one is going to blow up? Which one's actually going to go through? And this one is coming from an internet lender, which doesn't even have a loan officer look at it. Like some computer looked at a screenshot and said, "Okay, you're good." I literally have heard stories where sellers agents have rejected that. They just won't even consider it because their job, if it goes sour during the transaction, they could be fired by the seller's agent and they can be replaced very quickly and they lose a commission. So they need to make sure they pick whichever deal is going to close at the highest price for their seller. But closing is more important than highest price, because if I offer you $1 million and it doesn't close, you got nothing. You
got nothing. I'd rather get 900 that closes than $1 million that never closes. That should make sense to most of you listening. So, again, we're getting ready to wrap up here. Travis, had a wonderful time. Thanks for bringing me back into the relative market, getting stuff back. Craig Sewing, I hope I did you some justice. You are the man. It's hard to live up and sit in your seat and use your mic as I am right now, but I do appreciate the opportunity. Again, this is Jason Hall and Travis Selling, Team Home Loans. Again, you're listening to the Craig Sewing Show. Craig, thank you so much. Thank you guys for listening. Everybody have a wonderful and blessed rest of the week.
Sewing.
Don't forget, Craig is San Diego's #1 consumer advocate. If you have any real estate or financially related needs, make sure you visit Craig online at craigsewing.com. That's craigsewing.com. Visit Craig today. 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 Visit Craig today.